Okay, friends, I see a lot of people celebrating, high-fiving each other and saying, yay, Louisiana is going to be the 27th, 28th, whatever the number is now, constitutional carry state out there. Not so fast. I'm reminded of the phrase from the movie Pulp Fiction.
You may get out of this yet.
I can't believe this is the same car.
Well, let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet.
Because we may be celebrating just a little bit too early here. This is Louisiana politics. Louisiana politics is its own strange animal. It doesn't follow most of the other, not that politics ever involves much common sense, but it doesn't follow some of the common sense you might find in some of the other states. Louisiana politics was rooted in corruption, and that still exists now. Essentially what happened is everybody's like, yay, we have a veto-proof House, and yay, we have a veto-proof Senate. Yeah, that sounds great. It's great window dressing. It's a beautiful thing when you say it because it just rolls off your tongue and it sounds so good. It's not really veto-proof. We have the numbers to be veto-proof, but we don't have the spine in Louisiana to maintain that veto-proof stranglehold. What I mean by that is just because you have a veto-proof House or Senate doesn't mean that it's automatic. In some states, when you have a veto-proof majority, if the governor wants to veto something, it doesn't matter. It's automatically going to be veto-proof. So he can say he wants to veto it all he wants to or she wants to, but that veto will never take effect because you have a veto-proof House or Senate, and it would completely, by default, automatically bypass that veto option that the governor would have. Louisiana doesn't have that. In fact, not only could the governor still veto a bill, but get this is the stupid part. Our House and our Senate would have to decide if they want to, still, after they've already passed the bill, do you want to override the governor's veto? Yes, that sounds stupid. And let me repeat that. You have a House and a Senate who already passed a bill with a veto-proof majority. The governor decides to veto it, and then it goes back to the House and the Senate both to say, do you really want to pass this bill? And at that point, that's where you find out if your politicians have the testicular fortitude to actually follow through with that. Because in Louisiana, we don't. We don't have politicians who, given the chance with that second go round, will actually go through with this. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. Could it happen? Yeah, we could get, and it's not constitutional carry, it's permitless carry. But could we get it? We could. I mean, the chance exists out there that we could get it. Is it likely to happen? No, it's not. Unfortunately, we're working with a really aggressive timeline right now. The Senate has to get this approved bill that the House already sent to them to committee and then out of committee and have the Senate vote on it within 4 days from today. And it has a lot to do with the calendar. Our session in Louisiana ends in 10 days. So we have that window right there. And the screwy thing is that the governor, if we don't get something that is passed by the Senate and not amended, by the way, because all it takes is one idiot in the Senate to want to amend it. And if there's an amendment involved, we lose all that time, and we definitely fall outside of that time of that 10-day window. So what happens is outside of that 10-day window, if anything gets to the governor's desk, he can wait 19 days and then still veto it after the session has already ended. So then there's no chance for any kind of an override. So there's a lot of politics at play right now. I think this is still a good deal that we continue to push. Obviously, we have to show these politicians that whenever we get our decent governor in next year, because this year is an election year, that we will definitely be poised to pass that next year. Not saying we give up on it now. I think those calls to your House, especially right now, the Senate, because it's going to be in their hands, all those calls and all that pressure and all those emails still need to go through because it shows them that we have the appetite as the voters and we have the numbers as the voters to get them out of there, and that next year, whenever there's a true chance of a governor signing this bill into law, they better be ready for it, be prepared for it, and be ready to sign it into law next year, because we're not going to be so forgiving next year. We know it will get vetoed again by this idiot Democrat governor that we have, but the people of Louisiana are done with Democrat governors like this clown that we have in there. It will be a Republican governor next year, more than likely Landry, and it will pass at that point. So I think right now the best thing we can do is put our same amount of pressure on those politicians in Baton Rouge to let them know, hey, We know there's not a lot of a chance out there, but we're not going to give you the cover to hide behind it and not try to pass this. We still want to see where you stand. And this year, by the way, is an election year for them too. So a lot of these people are going to want to take the safe road and not vote one way or the other on a constitutional carry bill, because they don't want the anti-gun people mad at them if they vote for it, and they don't want the pro-gun people to be mad at them if they vote against it. So they're going to want to play it safe right now, and they have that cover right now of that committee chair to be able to provide them that amount of cover. Again, I'll see a lot of people celebrating, going, yay, it passed the House, we're one step closer. Not really. Not really. Again, this is a good thing because it sends a message. From a messaging standpoint, this is a beautiful thing. From a reality standpoint of it passing through the governor's office and actually becoming law this time, not so much.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. He's so